evening, everyone. My name is Art Timmons, and I have the privilege of addressing Mike Laffin. Dr. Mike Laffin excelled in the sport of harness racing. As a trainer, he always had his horses ready to race. As a driver, he got his horses outside and gave them a chance to win. Dr. Mike was the owner of many fine horses over his long career. Some that come to mind are Gallant Jug, Richie Bell, Linda Bell, and Perky Z. Two of the better ones were the Trotter, Tough Boy, and the Pacer, Bluefield. Tough Boy held a track record of 209 from the year 1961 to 1967. Now, trotters are a lot tougher to drive. I should mention that Ronnie McDonald, my committee partner here, helped me write this part of it because I don't know much about horse racing. Trotters are a lot tougher to drive. It is a testimony to Dr. Mike's driving skills that he was not only able to compete with the Pacers, but he was the best for 6 years with Tough Boy. The Pacer Bluefield was also an excellent horse for Dr. Laffin. Bluefield came within 1/5 of setting the track record. And the story is told about that race. Mike knew he had the race won, so he eased up a bit. And had he known he was that close to the record, he feels he could have easily broken the track record that night. Back in the 50s and 60s, many drivers kept their horses close to the rail as possible, and then they'd keep them fresh for the stretch, but many times they got caught and failed to get out. Mike's style was different, and today most drivers try to get their horses out a lot earlier. So you might say that Mike Laffin's style of driving was ahead of his time because it's the norm today. Okay, now, although we know Mike, or Dr. Mike, as he's often called, perhaps he's best known in the sports circles for horse racing, we would be remiss if we didn't mention his other sporting interests. In his early years, he was involved in hockey, baseball, tennis. He was a member of the Strand's basketball team in the early 30s. And while at St. FX, he was a member of the university boxing team. In later years, he was an avid golfer and skater. As you can see, Mike was always one to be involved. After high school, he worked for the Dominion Coal Company for a few years, and then he enlisted in the RCAF in 1941. He served as a bomber pilot and flew 20 successful missions before being shot down in June of 1944. He spent close to a year as a prisoner of war, and he was freed at the end of the war. This experience, Mike, only served to strengthen Mike's resolve to participate to the full in whatever life presented. Upon returning home, he studied at St. FX in McGill and married the love of his life, Doris McKinnon, who also served overseas as an Army nurse. The couple returned to New Waterford, and Mike began a lifelong career as a local dentist. Always seeking to better his community, in 1963, Mike threw his hat in the political arena, and he was elected MLA for Cape Breton Centre. He served in this capacity for 18 years. During his tenure in office, he worked diligently for this community. Examples of his contribution as a builder are too numerous to list, but some notable examples that he played a major role in establishing in town are Breton Education Centre, New Waterford Rink, hospital renovations, and most notable of all, of course, affordable housing units. Roger Kusner referred to this and stole my thunder, but Mike had a unique way of directing money towards New Waterford, be it through capital projects, grants, additional jobs, and to be sure, sports facilities and sporting events got their fair share. Mike has been the recipient of several community awards, including the Paul Harris Rotary Award and the Queen Elizabeth Jubilee Medal. These awards recognize his outstanding contribution to the community. However, it should be noted that Mike, even in retirement, continues to give freely. He has willingly accepted numerous guest speaking invitations and continues to share his wealth of experience, his positive prospect on life, and his encouragement to our local youth whenever the opportunity arises. Mike sent a letter or a note to me this evening, and I'll read it. Mr. Chairman and friends, Mike is sorry he could not make it tonight. He wants to say thank you for the great honor and privilege. He also sends congratulations to all the honorees and best wishes to all of New Waterford on the 100th anniversary. But we do have his beautiful daughter, Linda, and Linda's going to accept on behalf of her father, so it gives me great privilege to induct Mike Laffin, accepted by his daughter Linda, into the New Waterford Hall of Fame.